What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Modern Warfare 2 video. Today we're going to be talking about how to aim better, how to play better, and how to get more kills while staying alive longer so you could raise your KD easily. Now before we get into this video, if you guys could drop a like on this one, we're going to go for 1,000 likes and I would truly love it if we could actually hit that. That would be amazing. And sub to the channel if you guys are new around here. I mean, I would really appreciate that and it would be really cool of you guys to do so. So let's get into some of these tips that I want to talk to you guys about today, because a lot of them are pretty basic that a lot of people just end up ignoring, and I don't suggest ever ignoring these things, because all these little things, when you add them up together, they make you a better player. And if you ignore them, you're just going to lose a lot of gunfights. You're gonna be frustrated, and it's just not going to work out in your favor. Now quickly, guys, before we get into this one, if you could let me know what your KD is down in the comments below, I would truly appreciate that. Mine currently is kind of hovering around a 1.4. It's not too high, it's not too low, and the reason for that is because I play a lot of like party game modes, I guess. I don't know if it counts towards it. I'm hoping it does, because that's why I die a lot. I'm not good at those, but it is what it is. Let me know what your KD is down in the comments below, and let's get into these tips. Now the first two tips that I want to start the video off at don't revolve around the gameplay. It's actually before you get into a game, it's in the menu, so you don't have to change your playstyle, you don't have to do anything like that, but it's actually menu tips. And the first one is to change that sensitivity. A lot of people play either too low or they play too high for what they're comfortable with. Now I'm not going to give you guys a direct sensitivity to throw it on. That is all per se, like it's all what it feels like for you. But what I would recommend and what I personally play on is somewhere in the middle. I play at 10 horizontal and 11 vertical, and the reason I play at this is because it allows me to turn fast enough if there's an enemy behind me, but not too fast where I start missing my shots and I can't aim at him directly. So make sure you guys set it to a sensitivity that you're comfortable with and one that you could control. And then there's also the ADS sensitivity as well, where I have my ADS sensitivity set all the way down to 0.85. And the reason I set it down so low is because once you're aiming on an enemy and your sensitivity isn't too fast, it's gonna glue on them like nice, like peanut butter pretty much. It's gonna stick to them really nicely, and that's what you guys want. Another thing is to flip your controls. If you're playing on anything other than an Xbox controller, flip your controls. And the reason I say don't do it on an Xbox controller is because it just feels uncomfortable with that controller for some reason. But if you're playing on a PlayStation controller, shoot with L1 and R1 rather than L2 and R2. It just feels a lot better. It's gonna make you guys a lot better, and it's just really nice. And the last thing I want to say, no matter what controller you're playing on, turn off vibration. A lot of people leave vibration on. Turn it off in the settings. You don't want that on. It gives micro movements. It shakes your hand a little. You can miss a few shots because of that, so definitely don't do that. Going on to another tip is to use control freaks. A lot of people say control freaks is like cheating and stuff, and it's for a good reason. It's not cheating at all, and it's definitely cheap, and you guys could use code iDoNick to save yourself a few bucks when purchasing them. And I really recommend using them, not just because I'm sponsored by them or anything, but I highly recommend using them. I've been using them since before I even got sponsored by them, and they're just amazing little things that you add onto your controller, on your thumbsticks, and it helps your aim so much. Now let's get into some actual gameplay tips. The first one I want to say is to stay away from the middle of the map. I see so many people making mistakes, and I take advantage of it every single time I see it. Now, I'm not saying stay away from the middle of the map at all times. Like, oh my god, no, don't go there, it's scary. Stay away. No, don't go there when you think there's a lot of enemies, or if you don't hear a lot of action going on, there's probably people camping towards the middle of the map, waiting for someone to run through. That's what I do. The second I see someone run through, I just pop them, and they're out in the open. They're stuck there. There's nowhere for them to go. They're going to die. So make sure you guys just stick to the edges of the maps, and when running towards the edges of the maps and stuff, I always say stick beside a wall. And the reason you want to do this is because you're a lot harder to see if you're beside that wall unless the enemy is directly in front of you. But if they're out to the side somewhere, they won't even see you coming around that wall or anything. So just stick to it and play the edges of the maps, and you guys will notice that you're going to get a lot more kills than you're actually used to. Now, one thing a lot of people make mistakes with is that they'll use an SMG on a really large map, and then they'll die a lot, and they'll be like, okay, what the heck is going on? Why am I dying so much? Yo, dude, you're using an SMG on a large map, especially against guys who are head glitching with ARs. You don't want to do that. That's something you definitely don't want to do. You want to use an AR on the larger maps, an LMG, a sniper, whatever you want to use, and then you want to save those SMGs for those smaller, tight quarter maps. Like you guys are watching in the background here, I'm playing on a smaller map. The SMG's working out so nice, and I'm almost about to get a nuke and stuff in this gameplay. You guys will see that, and that's what I'm saying. You gotta make sure that you're using the right guns for the right maps. A lot of times people they'll use an AR on an SMG map. It's not gonna work out in your favor at all times, so trust me, do not do that. Now, one thing that I want to say is to play your streaks. Don't try to get the most kills in the lobby. It's not going to happen every single game. I don't even get most kills in every single game. It's not going to happen, and there's some games where I play really trash as well, no matter how much I'm trying and stuff. We all have bad games, so don't worry about that. But what I mean by play your streaks is you have to play for those streaks. You have 3 streaks on, and you want to go for them one by one. Once you get your first one, kind of do a little reset. Okay, you got your first streak, pretend you died, pretend you're coming back to a fresh life. Your next streak is only 3 kills away. It's not hard to get once you put in that mindset. You're like, okay, I only need 3 kills for my streak. That's easy. You'll get those 3 kills. You'll play a lot smarter, you'll play a lot slower, and just don't rush out like a headless chicken. Try to get all your streaks every single life. If you could do that over and over and over again, you're going to notice that you're just going to get better and better and better. And don't play the highest streaks. Like, if you have a Juggernaut on, but your highest kills you've ever gotten was 7, well, sad news, buddy. You're probably not getting that Juggernaut, so don't run it, and that's not a bad thing either. Play streaks that you could get. Put a UAV, put a counter UAV, put a VTOL, something like that. You'll be able to earn these. And then once you're able to earn those consistently, that's when I recommend throwing on higher streaks. And then once you're able to get those consistently, put on even higher streaks. Now, one thing I'm going to say is to not run a UAV. The reason you don't want to run a UAV is because your teammates are basically doing that for you. They're going to be calling in UAVs throughout the game. You don't need to waste one of your streaks on a UAV, and what I really recommend is to run Bird's Eye every single time. And the reason you want to run Bird's Eye is because when your teammates call in a UAV, if one of them are calling one in after the other and stuff, your Bird's Eye is going to act as a mini advanced UAV. It's going to show you the direction of the enemies, not just a red dot on the map, and it's going to show you which way they're moving in, all that kind of stuff, and that Bird's Eye is going to help you out a lot. I don't know if it's glitched that way, I don't know if it's supposed to work with the UAV that way or anything, but it's worth running. Trust me, guys. If you pay attention to that minimap, which you have to, you got to look at that minimap. Think of it as you're driving a car. When you're driving a car, you look in that rear view mirror every, what, 10 seconds or so, or whatever. Pretend it's that. And if you're too young to drive a car, you won't get this reference, but it is what it is, guys. Look at that minimap every 10 seconds, at least. I do it probably every 2 or 3 seconds, to be honest with you guys, which gets me killed a lot more often than it should, but that's why I say 10 seconds should be the nice amount. And this way you can see what's going on. You get a quick idea of what's going on in the game. Don't look at it for 20 seconds. Take a little glance at it, see where you have teammates that died, see where it looks like enemies might be and stuff, and that minimap is going to help you out so much, especially with Bird's Eye on, and when you see directions, it's really worth having. And another thing, a lot of people forget that this game has a compass, that every time someone shoots an unsuppressed weapon, their red dot shows up on that compass and it tells you whatever direction they're in. If they're straight ahead of you, that red dot's going to be in the center of the compass. If they're towards your right, that red dot's going to be on the right of the compass. You just have to line yourself up with that compass and you'll be getting a lot of kills. And people always tell me, how do you know where I was? Oh, you're hacking, you see through walls. No, I don't, bro. I don't see through walls. I just use what the game gave me, and that's the compass. Now, one thing I want to say is do not challenge gunfights you can't win, okay? Don't do it. It's not worth it. If you see some dude head glitching 20 meters away with an assault rifle and you have an SMG, don't try to challenge him if you're out in the open. You're not going to win that gunfight. It's okay to run around, leave that area, and play the map to its advantage. And what I mean by this is the map has cover all over the place. The map has walls everywhere. There's stairs. There's everywhere you could go to play the map to its advantage. And trust me, if you run away from that gunfight and then you pop up around the other corner, he's not going to expect it. So just play the map to its advantage and don't see every single gunfight as, oh dang, I gotta fight this guy. No, if you see someone and there's no chance of you winning, get away from it. It's not worth it. And then the opposite is true. If you don't do that, if you don't do what I just said to do, and you do die, do not seek revenge. And that's not worth it. You do not want to go back and go for this guy. He knows where you're at. He knows you're coming back, and he's just waiting for you in another head glitch, another corner, anywhere else. He is waiting for you to come back. So do not seek revenge. The more revenge you try to seek, you're going to get angrier and angrier. Your aim is going to get worse and worse, and it's just not worth it. So don't do that at all. Now, if you're missing shots at long range, run away. Seriously, just run away. If you're missing shots and the enemy is hitting you with all the shots and you're like 1 health or something, don't try to ego chow that unless you're like, I don't know, Scump or something. Just don't try to do it, okay? You're not going to be winning a lot of those gunfights. You're literally 1 shot away from death. So even if this guy sprays and prays, he will hit you and you will die, and then you will rage and you will seek revenge. And it's going to be a cycle that repeats itself until you die 10 times in a row and realize, oh damn, there's something I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm going to stop doing this. And hey, it happens to the best of us. It happens to me. I'm sure it happens to you guys, and it is what it is. Now, like I said, if you're missing your shots at long range, run around the map, go somewhere else, kill a few other people. You'll eventually kill the guy that you were in a gunfight with if you're staying alive, if you're playing your streaks and all that. So yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay to run away from a gunfight. You don't have to be the guy who always runs in there. Now, the last tip I want to give you guys, this one's important, and this is why I saved it for last, because if you guys made it this far into the video, I want to give you guys this tip. And if there's people that only watch the video for 2 minutes, well, tough luck to them. They're not getting this one. aim with your left stick on your controller, okay? While you're ADSing, aim with your left stick, the one that moves your character left or right, not the one that moves your gun. Aim with the one that moves your character, and if the enemy's going left, start moving left with him. Start following him that way. You could take your thumb off the right stick, and the amount of aim assist that you're going to get by using that left stick is going to glue onto this guy nicely. It's going to be really good. And yes, I do use my right stick to make little micro adjustments when I'm in gunfights, but most of the time in my gunfights, I'm moving left to right, trying to stick to that guy that way, because the aim assist for some reason is broken, I guess. It just works better and it glues onto them really nicely. So trust me guys, move left and right when aiming down sights rather than trying to stick on them with the right stick, because especially if your ADS sensitivity is really high, that right stick is going to do nothing for you. But that's going to be it for the video. If you guys enjoy it, make sure to drop a like. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick. Let's get 1,000 likes on this video. Sub to the channel if you're new around here and you made it this far. I would appreciate that. And let me know down in the comments below what your KD is. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.